Watching tutorials might feel productive, but can actually ruin your progress as a music producer. One of my clients thought he needed more tutorials to get better, but after 2 years and 0 finished tracks, I told him to try a different approach, and it worked. He finished his first ever track in just 2 weeks and immediately started a new one. In this video, we will explore why watching more tutorials can prevent you from finishing tracks consistently, and what you should do instead to keep you making progress with your music production. Have you ever heard of information overload? I was chatting with another client of mine the other day about his experience of learning music production on YouTube. In short, he told me that in the beginning, when watching tutorials, he got too much information all at once. A lot of theoretical knowledge is simply not well explained, and he ended up doing things without knowing why. Watching too many tutorials without a system leads to information overload, which can easily fatigue the brain, decrease your creativity, and prevent you from moving forward with your music. Don't just take my word for it. In the book Willpower Doesn't Work, Benjamin Hardy quotes, "Acquiring more knowledge isn't learning." Well, I know what you're thinking. This guy is making YouTube videos and is telling me to stop watching videos? Well, not exactly. Let me explain. To understand this problem fully, you need to understand how YouTube works. When YouTube has just started about 20 years ago, the platform had a clear goal in mind: an accessible video sharing platform that is easy to use and where creators can host a community. These days, YouTube is competing with platforms like TikTok and Instagram to grab your attention and keep you on the platform for as long as possible. The longer you watch videos on YouTube, the more ads you see, and that's how Google makes money. That's the exact reason content creators spend hours crafting titles, thumbnails, writing scripts that are engineered to catch your attention. And yes, I'm doing that too with this video, but for good reason. So it's no shit that it's so easy to fall into the trap of binge watching tutorials. You feel very productive because you're learning. It feels satisfying. But if your goal is to create music consistently, then binge watching tutorials can be a trap. Let me explain why. Our memory has a limitation. In the book The Idiot Brain, Dr. Dean Brunette is arguing that the capacity of our short-term memory can only hold few items at a time. I think the number is around 7, and obviously this number can fluctuate between individuals. It's like when you need to pee really badly. At some point, you just can't hold it anymore, right? In order for you to remember what you're learning, you need repetition, practice, and good sleep. Otherwise, you're bound to forget most of the information. So when you're watching tons of music production tutorials, either on YouTube or even if you bought a course, it just gives you an idea about the topic in question. You're passively absorbing information, but most of it isn't getting ingrained in your mind. Remember, you can only hold up to 7 items in your short-term memory, so you end up with a cluttered mind with lots of bits of information that got lost, and that's why you feel overwhelmed. Whenever I fall into that trap, it feels satisfying at first, but I always end up feeling slightly more anxious because I'm scared on missing out on valuable information if I won't continue watching. When I watch a couple of tutorials in a row, I feel overwhelmed from the sheer amount of information until I feel too tired to make any more decisions, and I close my laptop, feeling like I need a break, instead of opening my door to make music. So if your goal is to make better music, this is what you should do. First of all, you need to define what skill, just one skill, you need to improve. For one of my clients, it was making better transitions. So I told them, most of the artists you listen to make their transitions from the existing elements of their track. So granular synthesis is a great technique to learn how to make better transitions. So this is what you should do. Choose just one granular synth, watch just one video about it, and practice the technique in the video straight away. But it doesn't end there. The information needs to be ingrained in your mind. So in the next 5 tracks, you have to make transitions using just that synth. And you can use this technique to improve any skill. Being part of the private group coaching sessions in my course played a huge role in helping my client from the beginning of the video to finish his first ever track just 2 weeks after joining the course. But it wasn't the only thing that helped him to be so much more productive. Watch the next video to find out how you too can produce 5 times quicker.